Yesterday I shared, and I think it's worth repeating, that millennials, we are not as healthy as our grandparents were at our same age, and we are the loneliest generation to have ever lived. My name is Crystal Arthur, functional nutrition coach, host of the Functional Faith Show, owner and founder of Functional Faith Wholeness Coaching, where we empower fed up millennials to feed their mind, body, and spirit so they can have simplicity, confidence, and freedom in their health care and soul care. I am on Clubhouse, so if you have the app, please feel free to join me over there to continue the conversation. So the topic this weekend is we're talking about the epidemic of loneliness, and today I'll be sharing on the importance of having a community for your mind. Yesterday we talked about having community for your body, and tomorrow, Sunday, we'll be talking about community for your soul. So the most significant determinant of disease is loneliness. This is what we've been talking about this weekend. So how does this impact the mind? Well, this is just one example. If you are subject to a targeted rejection, a very clear intention to break a social bond, such as divorce or getting fired from your job, your risk of depression is more than 20 times higher than with other types of life stress. This is just one example, like I said. Community or loneliness can impact the mind in many ways. I'm sure rather that I'm not the only one who has experienced feeling alone or not really being known or seen, even in a community of people who care, right? So why does loneliness or not feeling seen or listened to or known impact the mind so much? Well, whether or not you believe in evolution, right, over thousands and thousands of years, the human race has become conditioned to be interdependent. We depended on each other. We were interdependent when it came to survival. This is why, in addition to physical disorders, loneliness can lead to psychological disorders. We've grown just psychobiologically, we've grown to be interconnected, and for us having a community where we serve a purpose that is important, that is necessary for the whole community's survival, that has been built into us genetically as a sign of safety, right? If you got cast out the community for most of human existence, our species existence, that meant that you were not going to survive. You were not going to be safe. Or at least made it significantly more likely that you weren't going to survive or be safe. And so that would send a message to us that we aren't safe, right? And that impacts our nervous system. Even though in some ways with technology, the world is smaller, most of us don't feel heard or known. We don't feel seen for more than what we show on social media or the mask that we wear to please people and to keep up appearances and meet others' expectations. So how do we address this? Well, the most elaborate and consistent ritual that we have as a species, as in humanity, is to actually come together as in a circle. There's a lot of power in the symbolism and within our bodies, energetically and spiritually, to be in a circle, to be circled up with other people. Maybe even holding hands, looking each other in the eye. The effect can even be felt virtually, right? Just coming together intentionally in community. It sends, going back into exactly why and how that works, it sends a signal of safety to our minds. It reminds us we don't have to fight or flee our thoughts, but that they are safe to sit in and even to share with others. This moves us from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic. It moves us out of fight, flight, or freeze, right? The sympathetic nervous response, into the parasympathetic of rest, right? So finding a community where we can share our deepest desires, our fears, and the uglier part of ourselves, the part of ourselves that we don't like, in a judgment-free zone is very healing. So now what can you do with this information? You might think I'm going to say find a community where you can freely express yourself with no strings attached. But first, before you jump into a community, it starts with holding that space for yourself, holding space for this kind of soulful listening for you. So listening to your mind without judgment or fear. We'll be talking more about how to do that. The first week of July, from July 1st to July 7th, will be our Freedom Week in my functional faith community, where we'll be talking about listening to our minds, listening to our bodies, and listening to our souls, to experience more freedom, to experience more life in this life, right? So if you're interested in that, you can DM me to register, and I'll give you all the information on that. But like I said, it starts with listening to our minds and holding space for ourselves, for our feelings and emotions. It's important to sit in those before moving into a group, so that you're not looking for others to fill a void that only you can fill for yourself. And also so that you're not taking all that stuff that you're unable to process inside and projecting it onto the community, right? Because we want it to be a healing space for you, but also for others. So now you're ready to bring your whole self to the group for encouragement and to be reminded of who you are and what you're capable of. Maybe this is a church group or an activist group, a book club, or some other sort of group that maybe you form yourself. But wherever it is, it's important that the space feels safe for you. For everyone, that might not be a church group. For some people, that group might be more triggering, or an activist group might be triggering for them. So it's important that the group is a space that you feel safe, where you feel where you won't be shamed, and that isn't already, what's the word for it, inherently triggering for you. So if you don't have that kind of community, you can do where you can do this kind of thing. I want to invite you into ours. I do have a community that we are forming with my clients. Like I said in the beginning, I do wholeness coaching, right? Using functional nutrition as the gateway to unlock our bodies, minds, and spirits, so that we can really know ourselves better and know each other more, and know God. So if you're looking for a community, then we do have one with my clients. So so if you're looking for something more personalized, if you're struggling with your mental, emotional health, if you're struggling knowing how to listen to your mind, how to just really bear those emotions and bear those thoughts within yourself, and how to share it in a community, then I do want to invite you into ours. In every community, that there is work to be done. Okay, in every community, there is work to be done. In every nation, there are wounds to heal. In every heart, there is the power to do it. That's a quote by Marianne Williamson. If you feel like you're riding on an emotional roller coaster, you're overwhelmed, or just feel flat, don't go it alone. You have the power to experience freedom, and you can have a tribe to help you claim it. So if you're new to this space, feel free to subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Clubhouse if you're listening over there, and join our Functional Faith group on Facebook. That is our free community. But then we also have the more intimate community, the Functional Faith Freedom Collective. That's my private group with only my clients. And we are learning how to nourish our minds, bodies, and spirits together over there. So that's what I have for today. Tomorrow, again, we're going to be talking about the importance, the necessity, and the beauty of community for the soul. So I hope that you can join us then. That'll be tomorrow at 8 a.m. And to continue the conversation, you can post a comment on this video, or you can come on stage and we can talk about it in Clubhouse. So that's what I have for today. Go in peace and presence.